Wayfair built its multi-billion-dollar business by selling home goods online, eventually scaling to more than 30 million products. Today, it's the largest online home goods retailer in the United States. But after a pandemic boom in sales, growth slumped, and so did the company's stock price. Now, Wayfair is pivoting. In 2024, it stepped into physical retail with its first large-format store. At the same time, it's betting on AI to streamline operations and reimagine how shoppers discover furniture.
So we've been using the sort of text-to-image generation capability to generative AI to be able to showcase a whole bunch of different images that our customers can then react to and say, oh, I like this.
Here's how Wayfair built a $12 billion home goods empire, and how it's using AI and big box retail to fuel its next chapter. Founded in 2002 as a network of niche furniture sites, Wayfair evolved into a sprawling online marketplace. It now offers over 30 million products from around 20,000 suppliers. It also runs a lineup of lifestyle and luxury brands.
The main basic difference between Wayfair and some of its other home furnishing competitors is that it is a marketplace platform, so they don't own any of their inventory. Everything is just forward positioned on their site so that consumers can use it from the many vendors that they work with.
Unlike many of its competitors, Wayfair doesn't manufacture or own its inventory. Instead, it connects shoppers with third-party suppliers. This dropship business model allowed Wayfair to scale quickly, offering an enormous product catalog while keeping fixed costs low.
Having these relationships with some of these smaller vendors is really unique in that it's a much more visible way for the vendors to reach a much broader total addressable market. It helps elevate the business of small vendors while it also helps provide more choices to consumers for Wayfair.
During the pandemic, that model helped the company thrive. Sales surged by 45% in 2020 as consumers redecorated during lockdowns. The next year, Wayfair shot up the Fortune 500 rankings, climbing more than 130 spots to land at number 217.
When we look back at COVID, that clearly accelerated e-commerce adoption across a number of categories, things like grocery and furniture. We saw the share price really rise to around $350 a share.
But post-pandemic, demand cooled. As interest rates climbed and inflation pinched household budgets, spending on big-ticket furniture slowed. Wayfair stock lost over 80% of its value between 2021 and early 2023.
Investors realized things are going to reopen. People are traveling. They're eating at restaurants again. And it wasn't idiosyncratic to Wayfair. It was across the industry, right? All of the peers really saw that phenomenon.
Major home retailers like Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy in 2023, shuttering hundreds of stores around the country. Despite declining sales post-pandemic, Wayfair was able to weather the market volatility.
If you look at somebody like Bed Bath & Beyond, there were liquidity issues. Interestingly, despite the fact that really Wayfair isn't generating a whole lot of profitability, the way that the capital structure works is that they don't really need that same sort of liquidity.
But as the online home retail market has become more crowded, Wayfair is looking for ways to improve its e-commerce model and its customer experience.
So we've been applying AI for quite some time, probably over a decade. The more recent advancements are allowing us to take that to yet another level.
Fiona Tan is Wayfair's Chief Technology Officer. Over the last few years, she has helped lead the company's investments in AI.
It's a category where it's hard for our customers sometimes to describe what they're looking for. And then sometimes they don't really even know what they're looking for. So we've been using the sort of text-to-image generation capability to generative AI to be able to showcase, a whole bunch of different images that our customers can then react to and say, oh, I like this. I don't know what it's called, but it speaks to me.
In 2025, Wayfair debuted a generative AI platform called Muse. The tool allows shoppers to curate AI-generated home designs in certain styles. From there, the platform will recommend Wayfair products that fit the look.
And then you can even tailor it a little bit more and just say, okay, well, I like this, but I prefer green chairs instead of beige. And as you interact with Muse, it'll generate you another image based on what you're saying. As the customers are inspired and engage more with us, we're able to discern better what their intent and what their style preferences are, maybe what the budget preferences are, and then it allows us to then recommend products for them.
Wayfair says that level of personalization may help reduce return rates by giving customers more confidence in their purchases.
Because the customers are more confident of the products that they buy, or they've been able to get more information about it. Ideally, what you also see is there are fewer returns, right? Because you're able to help them make more informed decisions.
Behind the scenes, Wayfair's legal, HR, and finance teams are also using AI to process data faster and streamline operations.
For example, our legal teams using it to be able to look at user reviews, to look for items that maybe have caused any kind of injury, and then you'll have examples in the technology department. Our accounting and finance team is also leveraging it. So it's really across the enterprise.
While AI is helping to streamline Wayfair's digital operations, the company is also testing a more traditional strategy, opening physical stores. In May 2024, Wayfair opened its first large-format retail store in Wilmette, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. The 150,000 square foot store features showrooms, interior design services, and a cafe.
Instead of spending marketing dollars on digital spend, you're spending your marketing dollars on physical spend.
While competitors like Williams-Sonoma benefit from built-in visibility through their retail locations, Wayfair has had to rely more heavily on advertising.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
In 2024, they spent about 12% of their net revenue on advertising, while competitors like Williams-Sonoma spent about 7%, and Restoration Hardware only spent 4%.
Wayfair leans into advertising a little bit more because it's hard to remain visible when you're an e-commerce only retailer, right? And so, reminding consumers that you exist isn't free.
Wayfair's new store location sits strategically along a major commuter highway. Since the opening of the store, Wayfair says sales in Illinois have jumped around 15%. Based on early results, Wayfair plans to open 2 more large-format stores, one in Atlanta, Georgia, and another in Yonkers, New York. Still, when it comes to home goods, Wayfair operates in a competitive and fragmented landscape. While the company holds the top spot for largest online home goods retailer in the US, it's only by a small margin.
Very fragmented, very hard to have a competitive advantage. We think Wayfair is one of a number of competitors that are really struggling to avoid discounting and reinvent themselves in different ways to remain relevant to consumers.
Big box retailers like Walmart, Target, and IKEA all sell home goods with the added advantage of physical stores, tight logistics, and brand familiarity. Other high-end home goods companies like RH and Pottery Barn offer in-person shopping that build a more luxury customer experience.
It's a lot easier to be top of mind when you are a Pottery Barn in a mall or a RH that has a freestanding store and a restaurant, and it's an experience.
But Wayfair's moves into brick-and-mortar stores and AI are helping to close that gap.
So one of the capabilities, again, of AI and also generative AI is our ability to have a deeper understanding of the products that we sell, discerning the color, the size, dimensions. Some of it's in the product details. Sometimes there may be errors, and it can also augment and enrich the information that we get from our suppliers. So we're doing a lot in the customer experience.
I do think AI will help young people sort of get their head around how they want to plan their smaller spaces, but also the accessible price points that Wayfair offers also helps bring those consumers in. And I think that a lot of that is their main consumer.